I'm Paul Reed. I'm a director of Shinobi MMA Championships.
Right, Paul, before we get into what your role entails, can you just tell us a bit about your background in MMA?
Background in MMA has been just conventional martial arts for a long time, and then for the last sort of 8 years serious about MMA. Trained a lot of gyms, travelled Europe really trying to get a lot of experience, see what people do, with a mindset of that I wanted to do something at some stage, get involved with promotion, coaching, gym, this kind of stuff. So met Ian through nothing else than training at the gym, but I'm a businessman, I own a business, run a big business, so the promotion was a labour of love for Ian, something he wanted to do, but with a business background and a passion for the sport, it fitted well, because you can do a promotion, but there's got to be a business aspect to it. We want it to be professional, even though it's an amateur show. So with the background of running a business, financial, managing people, suppliers, that kind of stuff, is that it's perfect that we got together on this promotion.
Right, that leads me quite nicely onto my next question. From your background with Ian and the relationship you've formed, what is your role as being a director in what is Shinobi?
The role, it encompasses everything. Initially it was about to say, how do we do this, how do we set ourselves apart, how can we find sort of our unique selling proposition, what makes us different. And everything I do in my business today that I own is about how we do things different, don't be the same as everybody else, can't stand out. So my role was to try and find an edge, find something about making sure we do at high level. People talk about you, people want to come back. It's the most important thing in anything you ever do. You want people to come back to what you do. So, the role was to find corporate people, because in my business I deal with corporate people, suppliers, customers that we've got, and try and introduce a corporate side to an MMA show, which generally is a fan show. These people that, I've introduced are not even MMA fans. I want to turn them into fans. I want them to be enthusiasts. I want them to get involved. I want them to enjoy Shinobi as a brand, want to come back, sponsor fighters, and it starts bringing that professional aspect to it. Instead of it being just that fighters fan sport, let's bring new people into the sport and let's put a bit of corporate side to it. That's generally my role, I guess.
In addition to bringing the corporate aspect, what are the other things that you're trying to achieve to make Shinobi different to the other MMA promotions out there?
First and foremost, I think because you've got to have massive respect for anybody who's in MMA as an amateur. It's got a full-time job, they've got families, they put a massive amount of effort in. So you want to make sure for the fighters themselves, it's a good show, it's a top show, they're looked after. So, everything from a safety aspect is right, officials are right, paramedics, medics team, all the way they're looked after is right. And that we can market them, we can help them progress, because it's a show about progressing amateur fighters. It's a show about actually showcasing good people that train every day and actually giving them some rewards for that. So, is that different to what other people do? I think to some it is. To other shows, do they really care about the fighters on there? I've seen substandards, I've got to be honest. And everything we do, and we live or die by the first show, but everything we do is about making sure the fighters enjoy the experience, but they're safe first and foremost.
Can you just point out for us some of those things and name them individually that you will be doing on your first show that is going to?
Well, we started with making sure the officials are the best officials we can get. Neil Hall is the best officials probably you can get in the UK. Top officials, the paramedic team that we've used has top medical people. And then just going things into the change rooms the way that we want people to prepare, make sure they've got everything they need. We've got sports therapists on hand to work change rooms to make sure that anybody that's carrying, naturally as they will do in any pre-fight prep, injuries, muscle niggles, all these kind of stuff, we can help them with that as well. And then making sure they're promoted after, making sure that we shout about these fighters' performance,
Obviously your next show, your first show is going to be next Saturday on the 23rd of November. How excited are you to see this show come to fruition?
It's been, I'm super excited. It's been really, really tough, if I'm honest. You don't realise that there is a level of politics in amateur MMA. There is about trying to match up, as you know yourself. It's been tough. We've learnt a lot of lessons. But it's come off, and everything you'll look about the show and the way Ian's driven it at such a high level as well. It could be as good as any pro fight. That's what we're aiming for, and everything I see about from the staging the way we put the cage together, you know, the amount of VIP tables we've sold, everything we've done generally, you know, I'm expecting it to look like as good as any pro show. So really excited, want to see the night go well, want to see some wars out there, you know. It'd be great to give like £500 out to amateur fighters for fight of the night. You know, the bonus money for sub and KO of the night, that kind of stuff. That's where you're going to get some enjoyment. Guys are not used to getting that amateur level. We just want a great night of fights, want to see the corporate people enjoy it, want to see the fans create a great, you know, atmosphere. So yeah, super excited, just want to get on with it now, if I'm honest.
As the show grows and the brand grows, what are your plans taking this forward?
Well, you know, it's hard. You've got to get the first show out of the way, and we've got to learn, you know, we'll learn a lot of lessons, no doubt. Taking it forward is about making sure we sell out every time, making sure that we keep the corporate side there, that we keep selling them VIP tables, and we get good corporate sponsors that not only help us as a show and help us reinvest and make sure we're always setting the best standards, but also getting fighters sponsored. Because, you know, that's something we want to do. The corporate people are there because we want them to sponsor fighters as well. Going forward, well, you know, 8 shows a year, 4 amateur shows, 4 pro shows, you know, and we want to be the biggest name. Now, that's easy to say, but there's no good going into something if you don't want to be the best at what you do. And I run my business like that, and I want this business to be exactly the same. You want it to be the best. You want fighters to want to come and, you know, almost to a point when the shows come together so easy, because fighters are lining up because they want to fight on that show. I want their gyms to go away and talk about this is the best promotion we've worked on. You know, so you just want to take it forward and hopefully get into the pro game, and, you know, but first and foremost, still, there's a passion about amateurs for me. Pro game's a pro game, they can get paid for what we're doing, but amateurs have to work every day and find a way to train and turn up on a night and put themselves on the line, you know. So first and foremost, just turn in great amateur shows, and if it turns into pro, great.
All right, Paul. This is your opportunity now. If you want, for everyone that's helped you on the show, does anyone you want to signal out for a special mention of thanks?
Yeah, Steve Passy, MMA Mouth. Couldn't have done the show without you. Ian, just constant drive, keeps everybody on their toes, just great to see. And I could carry on naming it, so everybody from done the staging, Matty's done the cage, you know, everybody involved, just want to say thanks. I think a big shout out to all the gyms who have committed fighters, to the fighters who committed themselves, to the corporate people that have bought tables, and to every fan that spent £25 on a ticket. Just want to say thanks to everybody.